Welcome to Sylvia Speaks, a space created for Latinas to cultivate healing, knowledge around trauma, money wounds, finding your purpose, and unapologetically speaking your truth. A space that talks about it all, from healing mother wounds, difficulties in parenting, struggles in love, and the journey to self-discovery. Here we are at chapter 31 of Sylvia's life. Season 2, episode 1, and tomorrow is my birthday, November 19th. I will be 31 years old, and I want to take this first episode and the first episode of the season just to really reflect on 30 and what has happened in my life and just how birthdays have been for me in general. Today I was talking to my therapist a little bit about my birthday, and I was also talking to her about the holidays. Like, the holidays are my favorite time of the year, but they're also a time that I dread because I feel like with the start of my birthday, I never get celebrated by my loved ones the way that I celebrate them. And it's been a lot of years of this where I kind of like just expect it, and I feel like this year has been like the year where I've decided I'm done like accepting that. I'm done accepting half-ass like people and half-ass like just gestures, it's always difficult to celebrate my birthday with my family, and I don't know, I'm sure there are some of you who can resonate with this, to where it's even hard to pick a place to eat. Like, like I'm the one that has to plan everything. I'm the one that has to pick a place. We go, one person's complaining, other person has fuchi face, somebody else like doesn't want to be there, and it's just like so draining because I want to get celebrated, and it ends up being like more of a hassle and a headache than it is positive or good. And it's just really sad. And for as long as I can remember, it's been like this. When I was a kid, I had birthday parties, and that was a lot of fun. But I think just like as I've grown up, maybe I guess in my adult, almost adult, end of my teenage years to now as an adult, it's just gotten like gradually worse, and I'm so fucking over it. In 2019, I decided to do something for myself for my birthday. I wanted to take a Euro trip, and just like live it up for my 27th birthday. And that was probably the best thing I have ever done for myself as far as birthdays go. I had a great time. I saw some parts, not all of it, but some parts of Europe that I have always dreamed of visiting, especially London. I left a big part of my heart in London, and I can't wait to go back and retrieve it because it's calling my name again. When I returned back from my trip, I spent my birthday in Spain. And when I returned back from my trip, I was hoping that my friends would celebrate me. And we had discussed like going to dinner. And it was just like, the same routine where I was the one who had to pick the place. I was the one who had to book the reservation. And when it came down to my friends' birthdays, it was never like that. Like we would plan it for them and it would be a big ordeal. But whenever it came to me, that was not the case. I was the one planning and inviting, and it was a lot of BS. And that year I was like, I'm done. I'm done with these half-ass friendships. Like, I'm done dealing with that shit, because I got back and I was like, I'm just going to see, because these same friends, like on the day of my birthday, didn't even reach out to me like in the beginning of the day. They were looking at my stories. They knew it was my birthday and decided not to reach out until like later. And I thought that was so whack. So I was like, I'm not even going to reach out to them when I get back. I'm just going to let it play out and see how they decide to move. And of course, the day of comes, and one of the girls in our group was like, hey, I have in my calendar that we have dinner reservations. But I have a guest visiting, and like, I kind of don't really feel like entertaining him. So like, we can add him to the reservation, or we can just reschedule, because I don't really feel like entertaining him. And in my head, I'm like, it's my birthday. What do you mean add some random person that I don't know? Or reschedule my birthday dinner just because you have an unwanted guest? I couldn't believe it. And so, my other friend was like, "Did you make the reservation?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm done." And I just went off and I was like, "I can't take this anymore because if it was one of you guys and this would have transpired, like, if this shit would have went down, it would have not been cool." And that was the first year that I stuck up for myself on my birthday. The following year, 2020, I was pregnant, and it was COVID, so there really wasn't much I could do. I did go to dinner with my ex. I paid for it. I was the one who was like, "Let's go to dinner," because I wanted to do something for my birthday. um, I did have a really dope friend, Nikki, who like went out of her way to celebrate me both in 2019 and in 2020, and that was probably the first year that I ever felt like loved on my birthday. And it was just a really good experience to know that there are people out there who do have your back and who care about you. 2021, I spent it with some friends again. That was pretty cool. And then 2022, what did I do last year? Oh, yeah, last year was my 30th birthday. I did go to dinner, but I booked the reservation. It ended up being really whack at the dinner. I didn't let that affect me. I had one homegirl that like is a ride or die, and we just made the rest of the night fun. Now, 2023, I did not expect anything more. But I definitely wasn't going to expect anything less. And now, that I have my boyfriend, he did plan, like, we're going to go to Disneyland. And so I feel like that at least like made me feel like loved and like somebody like wanted to celebrate me and just make my day special. And we're going on my actual birthday. So I feel like that's great because I don't need to be around here at home or around anybody who like just doesn't give a shit about me. So hopefully my birthday is amazing, tomorrow. But today, I'm just like supposed to celebrate with my family. Abby got sick. I'm not going to go and celebrate, with my whole family without her. So I kind of just like took it as an L, but at the same time, it was kind of like a win because I already knew we would go to dinner somewhere. Somebody would complain, somebody else would have a fuchsia face, somebody else wouldn't want to be there, and it would just be so like draining and not feel like a birthday for me. So I was like totally cool with it. And I'm getting ready just to like maybe go for a drink, for my birthday or like pre-birthday. And I come in the house and my mom bought me a ice cream cake, and it's like, okay, it's time to sing the happy birthday. And my stepdad gets in his moods and he comes in and he like doesn't even say anything. He just goes like straight to the bathroom, and it's like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm so tired of this. Like, I'm so tired of like being around people who just treat me like shit and like don't like value me as a person. And I think that like going into 31, that's just something that I'm going to practice. I'm glad that I stood my ground and I walked out. And I didn't sit there to blow the candles because it just feels so fake. And I'm at a point in my life where that fake shit just doesn't entice me. Like, I can't even be around it. It's so energetically draining. And yeah, I mean, this is what birthdays are for me. Like, I don't know. I was kind of like hoping to come on here and have like a more positive outtake, like on it's my birthday and I can't wait to like do something, but it's never like that. And so I think that's why I dread this time of the year, but at the same time I love it because I love the holiday spirit. I can't wait till I have like a complete family of my own to where I can be again to have my own traditions and do my own things. Because it's like with my family, even like extended family, it's like pulling teeth when we get together. Like it doesn't feel good. And in 2024 and my 31st year of life, I'm going to say no to all of that bullshit. I'm going to say no to people who drain my energy. I'm going to say no to people who just don't support me and love me the same ways that I support and love them. And I'm going to start practicing showing up for people in the same way that they show up for me. No more, no less. And I feel like that's what's really going to help me maintain my energy throughout the year and just help me to set boundaries overall, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit when you're constantly the one that wants to take care of other people and make sure other people feel loved and valued and validated, but nobody ever does that for you. And I think 30 was about figuring that out, about cutting off the bullshit. I hadn't had any friends reach out to me asking if I'm planning something, asking like how I want to celebrate. And I think that's whack too. Like, I have one friend. I have one best friend, Mari, and honestly, that's like all I need. I have my coworkers who have turned into friends, and they have supported me, and they have celebrated me at work. I felt really loved, and I really feel like right now that's all I need, and I don't need to deal with that fake bullshit. I don't need to like go and pretend to be all giddy with my family and blow out some candles. Like, so fake. And I'm not about that anymore. I'm not about that life. So this is 31. Um, I don't know why I decided to like record this episode as I'm being like really emotional, but I felt like it was raw. I felt like this was a great way to start season 2. Um, because you guys know me. You know that I'm real, I'm raw, I'm vulnerable, and not all moments are beautiful moments. Not everybody feels the best during their birthday, not everybody feels the best during the holidays, but we find community, we find people along our journey who end up changing that, you know, idea for us, who end up making things better in life. And I feel like I've finally gotten that. I finally have, one solid ass best friend. And then I have, a boyfriend who's solid, and they both just love and support me. I have my coworkers who turn friends, the same thing. And I'm, I feel blessed. I feel very blessed, but at the same time, I feel very tired. Um, very tired of just energy that has been in my life that really needs to make its way out. So, this is what we're doing in 31. This is what we're doing for this year. Um, I know that your 30s are really like I love being in my 30s, and I feel like your 30s are really about solidifying who you are, living in your authenticity, and making the right choices and changes that you need to make to be a better person, to be a better woman, to, attain your goals. Like, in my 20s, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I still feel like I'm kind of there. Like, I don't exactly know, but I've done the right steps to kind of help place me there. I just graduated with my master's. Like I work, not necessarily what I like figured my career to be for the rest of my life, but it's helping me just get on that path. Um, I've manifested friendships, a relationship, just good, solid people in my life. And, um, and I'm learning. I'm learning the things that I like. I'm learning the things that I dislike. I'm learning about my childhood trauma. I'm I'm just learning about myself all over again. Learning about myself just from like scratch, because I didn't know who I was. And I'm reinventing myself. I'm changing the parts of me that I didn't like, that I don't like. I'm changing the parts of me that that are hurtful. I'm changing the parts of me that I've put up with for so long that I don't need to put up with anymore. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to have anybody in your life that doesn't value you. Doesn't matter if they're family. Unfortunately, the situation that I have right now, because I don't make all the dough and I can't afford to move out on my own. I can't just like cut off family members just yet, but best believe like when that time comes, like there's going to be some people who don't even know that their time with me is expiring. And that's just the theme of this year. I feel like at the end of this year, at the end of, by the time I'm turning 32, I feel like life will be different for me in that regard, to where I will be, financially stable enough to finally be on my own And when that time comes, like, I already got my list. Like, I already know, like, what I'm not taking with me, what baggage stays here, and what baggage stays here in that part of my life, because that part of my life will no longer exist. That person will no longer exist. And that new version of me ain't bringing any of that with her. Um, Other than that, I am excited for Disneyland. I'm excited to just like spend the day at the happiest place on earth and do something different for a change. And I just can't wait to make like new birthday memories and just really make the best of it. Um, and just be away from the energy of, people who, no me quieren. Like in reality, like they don't love me. Or they're just people who thrive off of ruining other people's moments or days. And those aren't the kind of people that I want in my life. No thanks. And tomorrow, I'm not expecting a lot of people to reach out to me, and I'm cool with that, honestly. I think I've like come to terms with the fact that me setting my own like personal boundaries has kind of pushed away certain people. And if they haven't reached out, like, those are just like the certain people that I no longer need in my life. So we'll see how tomorrow transpires. I'm sure I'll have an update for you guys for episode 2. But thank you guys for sitting here and just listening to me rant about my birthday. And just, I hope, for those of you who resonate, like, know that you're not alone. I know birthdays and holidays can suck sometimes, especially when you feel like you don't have that sense of community or family unity. But it's all right, because as we progress in life, as we go on our journey, we find those people. Our tribe comes to us, and we just have to be patient. But in order to be ready for that tribe, we have to do the work. And once you start doing the work, you reap the benefits. And it's hard. Like, healing is hard work, because you have to let go of certain things, people, places, whatever, that are holding you down, that don't value you. So this is 31, you guys, and welcome to season 2. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, and review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on, and follow the podcast on Instagram and YouTube at Sylvia Speaks the Pod.